ready? Okay, so today I am introducing you to another build. Sorry about that, the ASMR is a bit loud. Um, Today I'm introducing you to another build that a lot of people have been asking me for. It is the Godhand build that you've all been talking about. So I'm actually going to get into the build right now, and I'm going to show you how to build a strong Godhand that will basically get you through any content. This is also a forbidden build. So it comes with the stagger immunity that you'll need when you're firing the beam of the Godhand at the behemoths, and basically it'll prevent you from getting killed most of the time. If you do stupid shit, you will still get killed. So whatever you do, build this and use it well, but don't do stupid shit or you will still die. Okay? Great. Alright, so if you understand me and you understand where I'm coming from, then I'm going to get into the build right now. You start off with the Godhand, obviously. It comes with +3 savagery. So you put in, and it has a power slot and a prismatic slot. So you use a rage cell and a parasitic cell. Your special will obviously be the Godhand special. You cannot change this. Your mod will be the Executioner's Spearhead. Now, the Godhand build is a strong wounding build. It is focused on wounding the enemy behemoth in as many places as possible. So you will be doing exactly that, but when you do that, just remember that you're also powering up your spear. And because the power up lasts for 120 seconds, you effectively have something that's similar to the axe's determination on the spear. And I'll show you how that works very soon. Alright, so you have Iceborne as your Omnicell. Skarn's Defiance, standard for my Lantern. Etheric Attunement will be your cell. You can actually choose the Pangars. If you don't find that you need a lot of defense, you can actually choose the Pangars Lantern if you want to. It's completely fine. Alright, and for your helmet, you have the Volcanic Helm with a sturdy cell. You have the Quill Spike Jacket with a acidic cell. Alright. You will have the Boreal Might with a rage cell for your gloves. And last, you will have the Boreal March for your feet with an acidic cell. Alright. Overall, what this is going to give you, I'm going to go through the perks right now. +6 acidic. So 50% of your part damage is converted to wound damage, and you also deal 20% more part damage. Alright. This helps you breaking parts, wounding parts. It's very good. Rage, every time you take damage, you deal 20% more damage for 15 seconds, and it can happen once every 15 seconds. Again, this is pretty much standard for any of the builds that use the forbidden strategies. Savagery, 100% damage versus wounded parts. This is going to be your bread and butter. You are going to have to continuously wound behemoth parts, and as you wound, you will get stronger. Sturdy. This prevents you from being staggered on a 5-second cooldown. It is excellent. Alright, you'll be using this quite often. Tenacious, for every 100 hit points, you gain 2% bonus damage. This is very useful again. This just increases your base damage, and it is pretty much standard for most of these builds as well. Etheric Attunement to reduce your Lantern cooldowns, and Parasitic. Now, Parasitic, okay, this is something I've talked about for a long time, but a lot of people don't understand it. Parasitic is actually used for the damage reduction. By putting off 20% of the damage, that's an effective damage reduction of 20%. Iceborne starts you out with 5% reduced damage. So think of the math in this way, alright? The only reason I'm going to go through the math now is because a lot of people have been asking about it, like why not use toughness, why not? Okay, in a build that focuses on the forbidden strategy of taking hits and being able to fight through hits, you don't focus on toughness, because what you want to do is reduce the immediate damage of the hit so that you can heal through it as you're attacking the behemoth. So in order to reduce the damage, right, Iceborne reduces by 5%. You're already at 95%. Okay, so that's how much the behemoth is hitting you for. 20% off from that is 9.5 times 2, which is 19%. So you're taking off another 19% from the 95% already. All right, which brings your total damage down to 85 minus 9, 76%. So the behemoth is only hitting you at 76% strength, which is very good. All right, you can go to Parasitic +6, but the additional 15% that you're going to get from that, the additional 15% damage reduction, is only going to take you down another 9.5 and then half of 9.5. around about 14% ish. So it's not that much of an effective damage reduction as compared to or like having the big 20% at the start, which is why I usually stop Parasitic at +3 because there's no additional benefit. Well, there is additional benefit, but it's unnecessary. It's too much defense if you go in that direction. All right, so now that you understand this build, right, I'm going to show it to you in action. But if you do not want to watch the combat showcase, of course, you can support your people's champion by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. You can also drop a tip via the link in the description of the video if you want to see more of Macho Libre, if you want to see more of your people's champion doing crazy shit. All right, you can do that. You can drop a tip. Otherwise, just like, share, and subscribe, and let's see the combat showcase. Right now, I'll show you how to handle the Godhand. I'm level 8 with this spear, so I'm going to go to roughly, I'd say 4 levels higher is enough, because as you get higher in the behemoth rankings and the behemoth have more stars, technically speaking, you should not be using forbidden builds for behemoths that are too high above you. The reason is because that compared to my normal builds, they are not as tanky. Okay, the normal builds which focus on dodging and have a higher skill cap, they can survive behemoths that are way above their level, but that is also dependent a lot on player skill. This one depends less on player skill, but to that extent you still cannot go way above your level, or else you may die, or your build will not be as effective because you include less raw damage in it. So because there's less raw damage, it can be harder to wound, it can be harder to actually activate most of your build. So you don't have to go too high to see the benefits, but you can still see how strong it is as we go in. All right, let's do this. Okay, you know what I like about this mask? I can still drink water in it. All right, let's go. Okay, so your first creature is a Rift Stalker. Lovely. Nothing special here. Level 14 Rift Stalker. I like to use the charge attack first, and while it goes around going ham, let it go into the portal. Okay, knock it down. Now, you'll notice that although you should have taken a hit there, you didn't, so that's okay. That's part of the benefit. As soon as you wound something on this build, I really recommend going crazy with the spear, and the reason is because you can beam immediately. That helps you increase your damage. Now, that was a bit too close, but that's okay. Now, the more you wound, the better, okay? Please remember that. You can also do things in this particular style, but the more you wound as you build up initially, right? You want to wound a lot, and the reason is plain and simple. You want as many opportunities as you can to wound the behemoth. Oh, wounded even more. Every time you wound, you'll be increasing your overall damage, and this is what helps you get through the behemoth faster. And usually after you knock it down, that's when you will take advantage of that and beam the behemoth. But here we're not doing that because, well, it's not necessary at this current moment. Now, you may die trying to stop the Rift Stalker if you do stupid shit like that. And don't forget, there is no Chronivore ability to pick you up if you die, so don't take too many risks. The only reason I did that is because I don't want to waste your time during this combat showcase. But in normal circumstances, I would have just dodged until that was done after failing the first knockdown. Usually, if you can knock it down on the first like spin out of the portal, you will be able to restore your health with all the life steal. Okay, now this thing, come on. It'll charge to you. There you go. Then you can use your icicle if you want, or you can use your normal attack, doesn't matter. They say they fixed the Nezaga hitboxes, but I still feel like they're a bit wonky. Okay, again, same principle. You wounded already, right? Okay, this is where you go ham with these attacks. Why? Because of the knockdown. After that, beam it. Close range. Okay, this helps you deal a lot of damage to the behemoth. Store up your next bit of ammo, and then try wounding another part. Okay, if it goes into the portal, don't worry. As soon as it comes back out, get back to aiming for a part. Target that part well. And you can go crazy on your attacks as well. Okay, if it does that, you can use your charge. This always succeeds in knocking it down. If you feel like it, you can wound other parts as well. It's up to you. Alright, but I will try and maintain, like, within the 120 seconds. Do you see that buff with the 7? That's slowly counting down? That is your wound counter. Alright, so you want to maintain that. You don't ever want to let it run down. So now we've got a Scrave coming up against us. Alright, so we'll aim for another wound right here. So it's level 12. Keep in mind that my spear is still level 8. So you will have no trouble fighting behemoths way above your level. That is standard. Okay, you got a wound, but it's not really in a great spot for you to really take advantage of that, so that's okay. If you still need to dodge some, now with the Scrave, you still probably need to dodge some attacks because quite frankly, the Scrave is a dick. And so occasionally, if there's a bit of lag, you will fall prey to the fact that this damn thing, okay, is a problem. You can still knock it down though. Okay, now this is where the fun begins. After you wound another part, go crazy on that part. You can use your tanking capabilities to just get through its enraged stage. Keep wounding it. Now, your wounding has already reached level 10, which means that now you're free to just go crazy. Knock down the Scrave. Try to beam the part that is wounded because that has plus 100% damage, and basically that's how you take care of the creature. So, as you can see, this build is easy to use. It's not complex. Your main means of attacking is wounding first. After you wound, use your harvest attacks to knock down the behemoth, and then once it's down, you beam it safely. If you do not want to, you can beam while it is attacking and you've wounded a part, but again, the behemoth may move a lot or it may do some stupid shit, which basically makes it harder to actually run the build. Alright, so I hope you understand how to use the God Hand right now. I hope it helps. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my videos if you want to see more of my content. Of course, if you want to support me, you want to keep my content alive, you want to keep me running, alright, you can drop a tip via the link in the description of the video. Let's move over to the tipper page. Thank you to July's top tippers: Bravo7910, Idget751, Preachinator Sean, Lewis Grave, Druzy, GG, Vamps. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for keeping me alive in July. Alright, the People's Champion Macho Libre. We'll see you on the next video, alright? Enjoy, and I hope to see some more of you play the God Hand.